We have our sunglasses on, and that's the best way to start a brand new work week. And for some of us, we're back to school as well. So what is ahead for us? We have a great Monday forecast. And if you've looked at the WTOL 11 weather app, you know spring fever is the name of the game this week. We are going to have dry and very warm conditions this week. We are even eyeing 80s in the forecast, and not just for a couple of days, but even a few days later on this week. So we are looking forward to that. But I am loving the look here already on our Jet Express cam. You're going to see Perry's Monument soaking in the sun, blue skies, very clear. Even a couple of folks out there on the water. I don't blame them. Though Lake Erie's currently into the mid 40s as far as those temperatures, it's still not a bad afternoon to be out on the water. I know a lot of us are itching to get outside, and like I said, spring fever, that's what we're all going to be feeling. Now currently though, you'll see that many of us are into those 60s. We have 63 in Toledo, 60 in Monroe, in Fremont, and we have 60 degrees in Defiance. Still sitting into the upper 50s for Adrian and Napoleon, but even watching towards our lakeshore communities, you'll see Port Clinton at 55, Marblehead's at 47, but Lake Erie at 45. I bet that number jumps pretty quick as we go through this week. The reason for that is we have high pressure, that big blue H. It usually brings us fair weather, and it's going to do just that. But as it rotates clockwise, it's actually going to tap into some southwest winds. So it'll shift a little bit further east. It'll unlock some of those warmer conditions. So that's what's going to lead us into those 80s. But it's April. We have to get back to reality, and we're going to do just that on Sunday. This cold front is going to bring in some of these cooler conditions, and that's why those highs in the 80s and even the 70s are going to fall below average pretty quick. You're going to find that we have that summer-like feeling, but once we get through the weekend, that's when we go back into some 50s and even 49 by next Tuesday. We'll be eyeing the punch as far as this cold air getting us back into April, but for this week, a lot of us are going to enjoy it while we have some heat. Highs today, though, are going to be in the upper 60s. It'll be warm, it'll be sunny, even lighter winds out of the southwest. We'll find those winds to be under 10 miles per hour through the day. But those winds are really going to help the sun bring us up to those 80s for Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then I know you're hoping that it'll last, but like I said, that temperature trend, that's when we find some 60s and even some 50s. It'll be some rain with that cold front for your Sunday. So the weekend, though it's looking rainy, it does have to bring us some April showers. But I'm really hoping, Kaylee, to finally see a little bit of spring color this week. It's a little bit behind, but I think 82, that could do the trick. I think the leaves
that'll do. Yeah, sure. That's not too bad.
I think a lot of us are going to be out. Hopefully the leaves are coming out, the flowers.
Yes.
Let's just, step into spring. And, when we get the 50s back, we'll just really enjoy this week and what we had.
I don't want them back. They can stay over there. But I did, when we were walking into work today, I saw those, some little buds on our trees.
Yes.
And I had the biggest grin walking into work.
I know a lot of folks were even out this weekend, and they were like, oh, I can see it. It's just coming. And I was eyeing it, too. I think at this point, I just want to see spring, let alone
and feel it.
Yes. Yes, bring it all together. So it's coming before we know it.
Yeah, some rooftop weather.
Oh, I know. I'm thinking lunch outside all this week.
Let's do it
while I can.
All right, thanks, Diane.